figure it out, it's gonna be way too late. That a dude like me could've showed you.
So we're here.
Yes, sir.
So many different aspects, strategic plans about the game of chess. So many ways to be able to compare different outcomes of the game to your life. To be honest, it's more than a game. And then let's start this game while we, embark on this journey real quick.
For sure.
So I really started to really get just obsessed with chess, man, when my journey started at Mint, when I started my barbering career there. Those guys had the chess table there. I had no idea how to play. I had guys, who was running the game there was Mike, all the other guys there, Keneal, Julian, DJ was one of the guys I ended up playing with a lot while we were on our apprenticeship there. But nonetheless, the game of chess was something we looked forward to when we had time to be able to I don't know why we were just so competitive in that shop. It's like we wanted to, just be able to win. The game of chess was just like, when you win that game, it's just like, yo, bro, you have that edge, because chess it's not like checkers. You know what I mean? How they say
it's a battle of the intellect, bro.
It's a battle of the intellect. It's a game of patience, understanding, strategic planning. It's an emotional game too as well. Your emotions can literally cost you a move that can end the game in less than a second.
Facts.
And
I always remember the check here.
Oh yeah.
Once you're caught in that little groove,
yeah,
and there's no escaping it, it's done.
Yeah, I was locked in.
You have to accept the demise at that point.
Yeah,
it also taught me how to take L's, bro.
Yeah,
how to take a loss, how to utilize that loss and just transmute that into a better strategic plan for the next time that I get this board in front of my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, even in the losses, it shows you that, you can still turn that into a win in the future,
Yeah.
So
that's what really got me really good at chess, man. I remember I used to say what was my saying back then? I was like, I love to lose. I used to say that all the time. I was just like, it's all good. I love to lose, because it was like just a mental thing I was playing on my mind, because with the game of chess, if you enjoy, it's like you can lose, but if you're not understanding how you're losing, you're not really going to gain anything from it. So that's why I always said that. But they were just like, all right, you love to lose. You know what I mean? The first thing they're going to think is like, all right, so he's going to lose. But
for sure.
I'm remembering, my losses. I'm understanding the mistakes I've made that got me to this point. So I ended up getting really good to the point where I was remembering, I had already envisioned 10 moves ahead. And then I was at the point where I remember you guys were really playing with me at the peak of my chess time. It was just
playing on the board every day.
Yeah, we're on the board every day. Yeah. I was just check here. I was playing the game on my own. I was playing against myself at one point.
For sure.
I was in everybody's head. It's my move, right?
Yeah, it's your move. Yeah.
So, but it also made me a stronger individual, because like you said, it allowed me to be okay with taking losses, but you're learning from them. So it's it's okay to lose now. You're going to grow now. Definitely. You're going to be able to move forward from here, and you're going to be stronger too as well.
Yeah.
So
I feel like when I came to Advance, I already had the component within me to be patient. Just the fact that I started all the way over when I embarked on that journey. So when I was losing playing you guys, it never really affected me as much as I thought it would. But what chess made me also realize is that, let's say when you start over again, you're not starting over completely. You're starting from experience. So every loss in chess was me starting back over from experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and also having like a mentor around you who helps you understand why you lost or why certain things didn't go exactly how you planned it, and understanding that that happening was also part of the plan. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to take a loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the strategic plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, bro. I think even with my anxiety too, if anybody's dealt with anxiety, they realize in that moment you feel so vulnerable, and that it's a never-ending kind of spiral down to the sunken place. But understanding that that moment is also useful for you to learn how to manage your emotions, right? And kind of like understand that it will pass. You know, it's not a moment that's here to last forever.
Yeah.
So also like with anxiety, I've seen how chess even helped me understand that these are all temporary moments, and there will be a time where it passes and only you will remain, you know?
That's dope.
So
That's dope.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
That's real dope. So you mentioned advance.
Yeah.
Let's dig into the start of that, because a lot of things happened with the barbershop we were at, that I was at before, with Mint Barbershop, and we ended up making our way to Advance. So Advance Barbershop, it's a barbershop in the West Island. I partnered up with a good friend of mine that I started with at Mint Barbershop named DJ. Dejinder Singh, I hope I said his name right. Good brother of mine, good friend. When we were at that shop, you know, I got tired of doing the same repetitive thing, just cut here, go home, cut here all day, you know, 10 cuts, 12 cuts, 15 cuts, 20 cuts, boom, 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 go home, you know, and wake up the next day, do the same thing. I got tired of it. And, you know, Instagram was still very new for barbers. There were still like it was like the only thing you were really seeing was pictures of haircuts, and that's all you were seeing. And then I came across a guy, his name was Harrison. It had nothing to do with the, we'll tap a little bit more into, because the barber we're gonna get to his name is Murano Hodge and what he was doing. But this guy's name was something Harrison. And it was about this trimmer that came out. It was called the bevel trimmer. I don't know if you remember that, the bevel trimmer. Yeah. And it was like you could take the top part off and you can adjust it. It gets closer and it gives you a closer cut. It ended up being a shit trimmer at the end of the day. But it was the most high-tech tool at the time that had came out. We thought this was going to change the game. And I was blown away by the design of it, this and that. But the guy who was an ambassador, I believe, of that trimmer went to a barbershop, studio, and he got a haircut by a guy named Murano Hodge. And the shop, in that post that he was getting that haircut in, it was just a quick thing. You know, the guy was behind him, you know, he was, you know, behind the chair, and he was just getting freshened up, or I guess talking to the guy or whatever. And he was like, yo, man, this guy's a genius. He's a genius. And that sparked the curiosity in me to see what was going on. He had tagged the guy. I looked at his page, and all I seen was something different. Something that, it was just a bunch of services and a guy putting all these different type of techniques and services together to try and solve problems behind the chair. And it just clicked for me right away. It was like, wow, I know this is where I need to be. This is what I need to be doing. This is something that the game, like the barber industry needs to know about this. And he wasn't out like that. You know, not a lot of people on Instagram still today don't really know what was going on. I mean, now it's a lot bigger now, but no one really knew about services, beard washes, you know, thermal scrubs, scalp treatments. Nobody in the barbershop really cared about that. But I ended up taking his course, you know, a few months later, and it changed the game for me. And it made me feel like now I have something that's really valuable, and I need to really be like, because what happened was it changed who I was. I had to change who I was behind the chair. It couldn't be, you know, saggy pants or speaking to somebody a certain way. Instantly, the professional kicked in real quick for me. And I was just coming into the game, you know what I mean? There's a lot of bad habits in barbering, but the professional side really kicked in for me because I was like, okay, there's somewhere I want to be now. There's a new aspect of barbering that I'm seeing, and I know that I need to change the way I am to be able to really grow in the game and to be able to offer what this guy is doing. So Advanced Barber Systems is what that course was called. And we came up with, okay, well, let's just call it Advanced Barbershop, you know, because we're doing advanced things. So it just made sense for the buildup of that new shop, you know, the new identity that we were trying to bring to the game. And obviously it didn't sit well at first with the guys at the shop at Mint. It was very different, you know, but I knew I had something special. And, you know, everybody was watching it like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And this guy right here was, in the beginning, you were my client for a good while.
For sure.
And I knew he was the guy in LaSalle. You can talk about that before we go into that, because this guy was really he was already like in the game, cutting the place down. He was young, you know what I mean? He had the drive. You were at Whispers?
Yeah, I was at Whispers. No. Well, technically no, I was doing house calls because Whispers closed down.
Right.
So I was looking to go back to LaSalle from being in Côte d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
At the Crazy Cuts.
Mm-hmm.
And Whispers was dope because Greg, he was always there, he was always involved, and he would hype me up every day.
Yo.
I felt like I was the shit.
Yeah.
I think the first haircut I showed him that was my like trial.
Mm-hmm.
He looked at it, he's like, oh, okay, you can cut. I remember him saying that like it was yesterday. He's like, okay, okay, you can cut. I was like, oh yes, for sure, but I've been doing this shit, you know?
Yeah.
So then it was devastating to see that shop closed because it was a beautiful shop, bro.
Yeah.
Greg was like a lot of he was like a pioneer in LaSalle, you know what I mean? Especially with the designs. He was doing designs in like the locker room in his high school, shit like that. He was cutting hair in like in the auditorium, all that kind of stuff. So like,
whose move is my move?
It's your move, yeah.
Oh shit, damn, my bad.
So I felt like it was an honor to work next to him, you know, and especially since everybody moved from everywhere to go to Mint, I was like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna stay. I rock with the OGs, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna tap into that too as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. So anyways, like long story short, they ended up closing down, and me being like the workaholic that I am, like still I am today, you know, but like I've been kind of that way, like always seeking work. Like I said, fuck that. I'm just gonna do house calls, cut from my house and do house calls. Yeah. So I was driving all over Montreal to the Côte d'Ivoire, NDG, South Shore. Yeah. Back breaking, bro. Back breaking. I'm cutting on kitchen chairs.
Oh my goodness.
And kitchen tables, or just like somebody's bedroom.
Oh my goodness.
The setup isn't convenient for me to cut because I can't recline the chair back. I can't put the chair higher and lower. Yeah. So my back is bending. I don't have a layout for my clippers, so I'm going out of a bag, out of like a duffel bag, you know? Yeah. So all that kind of stuff was tiring, but it was making me some bread, you know? Yeah. And after I got tired of that, I came to Mint and asked for employment. Yeah. But they didn't have any seats available. So I'm really kind of like part-time in this chair when this guy's not here. Yeah. I came for like maybe a week, 2 weeks. After that, I just went ghost. Yeah. I'm like, I don't even find this fulfilling at all. Yeah. So I sold all my clippers, and that's when I was doing ACM.
I remember, it was around that time doing ACM?
That's when I did ACM.
Oh, shit.
That's when I did ACM.
Wow. Man. I remember when you came in at Mint, man. I was like, yo, I was showing you some stuff, and then, I moved the horse here. So I remember I was showing you some stuff, and then you did the haircut, and everybody's like, "Yo, that guy he's fire, you know, he's fire, you know." But you stopped coming, and I was like, "Okay, he probably he's not with it anymore." But you came back and you started cutting with me, and then that was that. I was cutting with you for like 3 years.
It was tough because Orlando was my guy, you know.
Exactly, that's true.
Orlando was my guy, so I don't even remember. I think I was speaking to you while you were in the corner. Yeah. And you were saying something about cutting hair and this and that. That's it. And then we kind of like built like a slight like okay, cool. Like if I see you, it's a what's up, you know?
That's it. It
wasn't a friendship then, but it was like okay, I know him now, you know?
We'll tap into a little bit of Greg. What was his last name? Greg
Gordon, bro.
Greg Gordon.
It's my fucking guy, man.
Greg Gordon, that guy was a family friend to mine. He was like basically an uncle to my family. He kept in contact while I was in the States, because I grew up in Orlando, Florida.
It's my move?
Yeah, your move. Oh, no, it's my move. I grew up in Orlando, Florida, and I got to a rough a point in my life after getting injured playing college basketball. I kept like basically the dream was, it wasn't always being a barber. I wanted to get to the NBA. If it wasn't that, I was going to join the military, and I was a huge military guy. I was in ROTC. I was like, yo, this is gonna be. I'm gonna join the Navy SEALs and be a Ranger. This is not. I was a GI Joe at one point. I was crazy with it.
Oh, GI.
GI Joe at this point, crazy with it.
Yeah.
So I ended up. Getting to a point in my life in the States where, things got really, really bad. I ended up living out of my car. I was homeless for at least about 2 years. My good friend Nicholas, a guy I grew up with, he took me in, his family. They took care of me until I was able to find my way and figure out exactly what I wanted to do with myself. And Greg was somebody that we ended up getting in contact with my mom. She was good friends with my mom, and he just became that family friend. We started hitting him up because I was like, you know what? I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm gonna come to Canada, and I'm gonna join the military here because the benefits were a little bit better. And they don't go to war as much, So I was like, you know what? Let me just go here. You know what I mean? I'm from here. I was born here but raised in Orlando. So I get here, and Greg was somebody that I was supposed to work with. And the day I get here, it's funny because I went to Mint first thinking that was Whispers, and left my information there, and Mike called me back after. But before that had happened, I went to go see Greg, and he was closing his doors down. So imagine, I don't know anything about the working class or how to deal with with credit. I don't know anything about credit, nothing about working. I would literally just been playing basketball and just trying to find my way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he closes his doors. He's explaining to me, yo, man, these things happen, it's a part of it, and this is not. And I'm like shocked. But I was able to start working with another barbershop named Crazy Cuts with Ian. It was a good friend of my Nana's at the time. She passed away, rest her soul. And worked there for a little bit, and then got the opportunity at Mint Barbershop. It took a while. It took months. It took almost a year for me to be able to get a chair there. I remember being outside of Mint Barbershop, and that place was like, that place was popping at the time in LaSalle. You know what I mean? It was PlayStation in there. They were doing everything at TVs. So I was like, yo, this is going to be a dream of mine to be able to work with these guys and have the opportunity to do something big here. And you thought I didn't see that, eh? You thought you were getting the chest. You got the chest,
seen this shit.
Yeah, trust me,
I'm gonna let you
that.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
I go there. He closes his doors down. I finally get an opportunity to work with Mint Barbershop, and it was dope, man. That was a big moment for me, being able to get the chair. One of the guys, it wasn't working out with him, and then over time, I ended up meeting you and cutting your hair and putting the work in, grinding, and then we got to to the service side. Morano, taking that class. We literally drove. We drove from Canada. Me and DJ, we drove 8 hours or 9 hours to go down to Washington, D.C. to take this guy's course. Spent like $4K each, and came back, and we knew right then and there we needed to start a shop because we had something that was special. We were like, yo, we need to do something. But I wanted everyone to be a part. I wanted barbers to be a part of it. I wanted everyone to know, there's something that is new and different in the industry, and it's important because it's helping clients, making them feel more confident and behind the chair. So, or coming out the barbershop. So he was cutting my hair. I knew he could cut hair, and I was like, yo, Mike, you want to, or Maalik, you want to get back in the game? You know what I mean? I have an idea, we're doing, he was getting the services that I had learned. He's doing the facial treatments. He was like, yo, bro, this is sick. Yeah. So he already had an idea of okay, we might be doing this over there. Okay, so this could be something cool.
Yeah.
I was glad you took that jump, man.
I was at the lowest point, so I didn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah.
For me, it was either I take this leap and get back into the game of cutting hair,
yeah,
or I continue being unfulfilled doing this security job
Yeah.
that's giving me, I guess, a decent pay,
Yeah.
but it's not challenging me enough to develop myself into the person that I want to be in the future.
Right.
So already being that I was kind of like going through that, I guess, depression, anxiety state of mind, I pretty much hit rock bottom so far that I didn't have anything to lose anymore. You know, I already kind of felt like I lost a lot of my my dignity, my integrity, just moving back in with my mom's from that relationship.
Wow.
Like fucking tarnished my ego completely. You know what I mean? So when you introduced me to that opportunity, I did think about it because it was still a question of whether I can like sustain withstand that start back, you know, taking a few steps back. But
Yeah.
already, bro, like I was so down bad that
You had lost your cousin around that time too,
a
I
lot,
think.
bro. Like 2019 was the year that 2019 was the year I would say was the turning point in my entire life. You know? Like,
Yeah.
as far as 2019 is concerned, bro, I had got out of a relationship, bad breakup.
Yeah.
I had,
That's a lot.
yeah, I had moved back in with my mom, which obviously takes a toll on anybody's ego,
Yeah, that's
you
for
know,
sure.
any
Yeah.
man's ego.
Yeah.
And yeah, I lost my cousin. So many things was going on. My one of my cousins that I grew up with, he was going through his schizophrenic moments. So that all this was taking a toll on my mental, you know. It was like I was going down and I was trying to smoke my pain away, but weed just made it worse. It made my anxiety like amplify. So yeah, man, from that opportunity, from being introduced to that opportunity, made me realize like, yeah, I'm gonna recreate myself completely.
Yeah.
That's when I started to change my diet. I got in touch with spirituality. I started to listen to a lot more self-help. What do you call it? Like not self-help, more like affirmations
Yeah.
and positive ways of thinking. So I was recreating myself completely. I said, yo, look, I hit rock bottom so much so that I don't want to bring anything else with me along in this journey. I'm going to get rid of everything.
Yeah.
The way I think, the way I eat, the way I look, the way I dress.
Yeah.
Everything's
Everybody trying to get up in the limelight, but they wasting their time. Cause no light is brighter than mine. No light is brighter than mine. Everybody trying to get up in the limelight, but they wasting their time. Cause no light is brighter than mine.